welcome back to This Book Belongs to Pam. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my entire book collection. It's not as impressive as it sounds because I actually don't have a lot of physical books. I read on my Kindle most of the time. That's what I've been doing for the past couple of years now, so I haven't really bought a lot of books. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my entire book collection, including like design books and art books that I have because I am an artist and I have quite a bit of those. I'm gonna include timestamps in the description box so you can jump between the different genres of books. Without further ado, let's see my entire collection. Okay, I'm gonna start with the genre that I think most of you are interested in, which is fiction. I'm just gonna lump all of the fiction into one space here in the video because I don't have a lot of physical books. I think I have about 9 or 8 fiction books, so let's just jump right into it. First one, George Orwell's 1984. I have not read this book yet. I bought this after I read 1284 on the Kindle. I don't know why I haven't started reading it. It's on my TBR, so hopefully I get to reading it soon. I really like dystopian books, so I think I will like this one. George Orwell, 1984. Next book that I have is Catch-22 by Joseph Heller. I also haven't read this. I bought it at the same time I bought the 1984 book, so I'm not sure when I'll get to reading this. It's still in my TBR, but I have no plans to read this soon. I also have my bookmark here, which is from the Studio Ghibli Museum, like the film strip of, I think this is Howl's Moving Castle. I really love this bookmark. And then my third book is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. So this is just the hardback. Harry Potter is a very sentimental book series for me. It's the book series that really got me to reading. If you watch my newbie tag video, I'll link it in the cards. This is the first series that I read that had a lot of world building and fantasy aspects. It really has a special place in my heart, and it sucks that the author is the way she is. My goal is to just complete the hardback of the books and get this special edition one that I really want, and then that's it. I'm never gonna buy any Harry Potter anything ever again. That's my goal, at least. Hopefully I can stick to that. Next thing that I have is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So I only have 2 hardbacks of the Harry Potter series for now. I'm not really in a rush to buy the books. I just want to have it in my collection. So the book that I really like that I got recently is this one. This is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, but it's the designed and illustrated version by Mina Lima. So Mina Lima is the design studio behind all of the prop design and, graphic design involved in Harry Potter, which I really love. So I was so excited to have this book. They only have the Sorcerer's Stone book out right now. I believe the Chamber of Secrets one is going to be launched later this year. I love this so much. If you haven't seen what this looks like, just look at that. I'm gonna put an overlay of what the pages look like because it's beautiful. As you can see, this has illustrations, it has some interactive elements inside, and I think I posted it on my Instagram as well, my favorite page from this entire thing. So this is not my most recent purchase, but one of my recent purchases when I went to California in December. My most recent purchase, which is under fiction, I am so proud that I have this now. This is the Janus Silang series. So for you guys that are not in the Philippines, this is actually a book written by a Filipino author, and it's also written in Filipino or Tagalog, my native language. And I'm so excited because I haven't really read a lot of fiction books. Actually, aside from the required reading materials in university, I have not read any books by Filipino author, which is sad. That's one of my goals this year, to read more books from Filipino authors. So I'm just gonna show you quickly what each book looks like. So this first book, so this one, Janus Silang, it's not a thick book. I think I can finish this in one sitting, but I'm super excited to read this because I've also heard a lot of good reviews. One of my fellow booktubers here in the Philippines, whose name is also Pam, hello, she was the one that talked about this in her video, and that's when I bought it because I really liked the premise and I wanted to read more Filipino books. And also, fun fact, the author of this book is actually my boyfriend's Filipino literature professor in university, so that's pretty cool. This is the second book, and this is the third book, which is the thickest book, I think, and this is the fourth book. So I'm super excited to start reading this. I think I'm gonna start reading it next month in May, and then I might do a reading vlog on it. My first reading vlog, maybe, not sure yet, but that's the plan. Those are actually all of my fiction physical books. See, I don't really have a lot. I have a lot of books that I bought from my Kindle that are also fiction. I will be including the book covers on the screen right now. So these are all the fiction books that I own, but in Kindle format. Now that we're done with all of the fiction books, let's move on to non-fiction. Start with self-help. I only have 2 books in this category. First one is Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. I think this book was super popular when it was released. I liked it to a certain extent. It helped me sort of articulate my creativity. And then the next one is actually a book by a friend of mine. This is Your Brightest Life by Caroline Kelso-Zook. This is actually more of a journal slash self-help slash art book. So as you can see here, she has a lot of her lettering work and abstract painting work, and then it has like prompts for journaling. So it's kind of like a hobby slash self-help book. The next 2 are hobby books. So this one is just a guidebook for one of the tarot decks that I have, the Wild Unknown. So I love the illustrations for this tarot deck, which is why I got it. And then the next one is Practical Magic, which is by a local author, Chingay Labrador, and this one is also an astrology book. I'm not really like a big astrology person. I like it, I'm interested in it, but I'm not that knowledgeable about it, which is why I also got those books. So that's it for the first self-help slash hobby category. I'm gonna get the next set of books, which is the art books. Actually, no, let's go with design books. Now let's go into my design books. So design books is kind of like a loose term. I'm not really sure how to categorize these books, but they're mostly the books that I got to help my art and design. Some of them are informational, some of them are inspirational, so let's just dive into it. First one is Feel Like an Artist by Austin Kleon. This one is a very short book. It's more of like a good reminder of, you know, how you should be thinking as an artist and how to, I guess, unlock your creativity. Next one is Make Your Mark. This one is written under 99U, which is a design blog. I like this book because I'm very much a design nerd and I like learning more about human-centered design and how to make design work for your business and how to be more creative. Next book, Neil Gaiman's Make Good Art Speech. So this is a very short book because it's basically just Neil Gaiman's speech at, I believe, the University of Arts in Philadelphia. This speech is really memorable for me because at the time it was the permission slip that I needed to really take my art seriously and pursue a career in art and design. This book is also gifted to me by my sisters, which is why I've kept it all of these years, and I just really like flipping open to any page, like opening on any page and then just reading the passage in that page, and I usually glean some kind of inspiration whenever I do that. So yeah, Make Good Art by Neil Gaiman. Next book is another design book, Change by Design. This is also just another book about design thinking. This is sort of like a very technical book on how design informs several decisions for organizations and businesses. So yeah, this is Change by Design by Tim Brown. Next one is Jessica Hische In Progress. This is her lettering book that shows you her process. So Jessica Hische is a very famous letterer, and this just shows you like her drafts, her process for how she works, and then the finished work as well. I'm pretty sure you've seen her work because she's a very prolific artist. So the next book is this mammoth book. It's How to Draw. Like literally that's the name of the book. How to Draw by Scott Robertson with Thomas Bertling. So this is literally like a very in-depth guide on drawing principles, things like perspective and stuff like that. So I'm always wanting to improve how I draw. It's a skill that I really want to hone. So this is just a book that I bought as a reference. So the next book that I have is The Art of Totoro. The Art of My Neighbor Totoro. So this is, if you're not familiar, it's a film by Studio Ghibli or Hayao Miyazaki, and it just has all of the drafts and all of the storyboards, references for the film. And then another book that I have is from the same series. This one is The Art of Howl's Moving Castle. It's also another movie by Studio Ghibli, which is based on a book by Diana Wynne Jones. So it just has the same thing. A lot of the storyboards, a lot of the original paintings where the animation is based off. There's Hal and Sophie looking all cute. So yeah, this is just another reference book for me that I like to flip through every now and then. Those are all of my books in the design book category. So actually the last two books are probably more art books than design books. So the next set of books I'm going to be bringing are my art books. Okay, so this next set of books are a little bit difficult to describe, a little bit difficult to put into one genre. I categorize them as art books because these are books that I bought from different independent artists. These are basically their works, their collection of their sketches, of their finished work, zines. I am just gonna fly by each of the book because there's a lot. I have a lot of like zines and small books. So let's just get right into it. So this one is a collection of Inktober books by From Sea to Stars. So this is just a collection of her pastel illustrations. The next set of books are zines from, this one is from Fran Meneses. So I will link everyone in the description box. So this is Orange Ginger Jam, another art zine. This one is Oh Please Like Me, which is a collection of her Instagram illustrations, like Instagram comics that she did, things like that. And then this one is Perks of a New Body, which is a zine just talking about her experience of turning 30 and what it means for her. This one is a zine that she gave to all of her Patreon patrons. Oh, this one is also from Fran Brandford Serial Girls, which I believe is just documenting one of her trips. The next one that I have is the super small scene. This is by Mini Small on Instagram. So just a collection of tiny house watercolor paintings. The next one is Once by gaaaah. So I believe this is also an Inktober collection. So this is just all of her watercolor paintings for Inktober. I really love this one. Okay, that's Once by gaaaah. The next one is, these are all from the same illustrator. Her name is Trikiwagan Sush, and these are her sketches sort of series. She does one every year where she compiles all of her sketches for that year. So as you can see inside, there's just all of her drawings, compilation of her sketches. These ones are her, I believe, 2016 ones actually. That, and then this is her most recent one. Actually, she has her 2020 out now for pre-order, but this is the most recent one that I have. She is just one of my favorite illustrators, artists, so I always make it a point to get her sketches book. So the next one is the self-published comic by Grace Bushell Mineta. They used to be YouTubers, but they kind of stopped doing YouTube now and they're offline now. So this is just some of the fun comics that she self-published. And then this one is About to Leave by Fran as well, the same artist for all of the zines that I showed earlier. This is just her graphic novel Honeymoon Trip. So yeah, about to leave. Now this one is another Tokyo travel sketchbook by Amaya Arazola. This is just a collection of illustrations as well from her time in Japan. I really like books like this, as you can notice. And lastly in this category is Touch. This is by Zipsy, which is a Korean artist. So she's a Korean artist and she's really good at drawing couples. Like that. Yeah. So this is just a collection of drawings of couples. So that's Zipsy Touch. That's it, I believe, for all of my art books or books that I got from independent artists. So the last category that I have is manga. I really loved it. It's very nostalgic for me, and it's the Rurouni Kenshin manga. How do I show this? Here you go. This one. So if you're a 90s kid, you probably know this. Rurouni Kenshin. So I bought this when I went to Japan. These are in Japanese. So I can't really read them yet. I'm studying Japanese, but I'm not very good at kanji yet, so I can't read all of the kanji. So this is something that I wish I could read in the future. Rurouni Kenshin. I also have like the restoration manga. This one is in English, so I have that. I have 2 of these. So that's only the manga that I own, actually. So that's my entire collection. Let me know in the comments if you found any of the books interesting. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!